The city of Blackthorn was a labyrinth of narrow streets and flickering gas lamps, where secrets thrived in the shadows. In its heart lay an alley known as Widow's Walk, a place whispered about in hushed tones. Some called it cursed, others a gateway to something far darker. Few dared to enter, and those who did often vanished without a trace. Eleanor Hart was no stranger to the city's secrets. A journalist with a knack for uncovering the truth, she had spent years chasing stories in the darkest corners of Blackthorn. But Widow's Walk was different. It wasn't just a story, it was a legend. And Eleanor couldn't resist the pull of the unknown. On a cold, moonless night, Eleanor stepped into Widow's Walk. The air grew colder, the walls closer. The only sound was the echo of her footsteps. She told herself it was just an alley, but the unease in her chest said otherwise. Eleanor paused, her heart pounding. She thought she heard something, a rustling, like fabric against stone. She called out, but there was no answer. Then, in a flash of her camera, she saw it. A figure, tall and faceless, standing at the end of the alley. It was there for only a moment, but it was enough. Before Eleanor could react, a low growl filled the air. It seemed to come from everywhere at once, vibrating through her bones. The alley felt alive, the shadows pressing in on her. She turned to run, but the figure was closer now, its presence suffocating. Eleanor stumbled, her foot catching on a loose cobblestone. She fell hard, the impact knocking the breath from her lungs. The figure was above her now, its shadowy form blotting out the light. She raised her camera, her only weapon, and snapped a photo. The figure recoiled from the light, letting out a shriek that pierced the night. Eleanor scrambled to her feet and ran, the alley stretching on endlessly behind her. She burst into the street, gasping for air. The figure was gone, but the feeling of being watched remained. Eleanor looked down at her camera. The lens cracked from her fall. She opened the back, hoping for proof of what she had seen. But the film was ruined, the images nothing but streaks of black and gray. Without evidence, who would believe her? As she walked away, the city seemed quieter than usual. The shadows felt closer, as if they were following her. Eleanor couldn't shake the feeling that she had glimpsed something beyond understanding, something that should have remained hidden. Eleanor Hart had always been drawn to the mysterious, but now she wondered if some mysteries were better left unsolved. The shadows in the alley had shown her a glimpse of something ancient and malevolent, and as she disappeared into the night, she couldn't help but feel that the shadows were still with her, waiting